As a black man in America, I live every day knowing that my mere presence is intimidating, fearful, despised, and to some, downright.
Board the bus, my coach pulled me aside and asked where I thought I was going. Perplexed, I told him I was getting on the bus. He then said that I was ineligible so that I couldn't go on the trip. I asked him what ineligible meant, and he told me that I had failed all my classes. I laughed and asked him what failing all my classes had to do with me playing basketball. Now, he was laughing when he said, "You can't play and you can't stay here, so you may as well go home." I had no idea at the time that grades actually mattered when participating in college athletics. And to make matters worse, facing my friends and not playing college basketball was a little embarrassing. That story brings back so many memories for me because I vividly recall having to go home after being away in college for only, 6 months or so. And I knew that when I got home and my friends would see me playing at the local gym or playing outside in the street, they would naturally ask, "When are you going to college? Where are you in college? What are you doing now?" And so then I have to start making up lies. "Oh, I'm going to go to this college next. Or I'm going to go to this school next." Because I couldn't tell them that I actually flunked out. And it's amazing to me how today our young athletes, especially our black boys, they are facing the exact same thing that I faced. They go off to college, many of them don't last a couple of weeks, and then you don't hear from them anymore because they're embarrassed. And I know exactly how they feel. That's why I think for me, when I flunked out of college and I ended up having to come back home or go back home, and what waited for me, that began my downward spiral in life. But it also began my journey for learning, because everything I went through was a setup for something else. It was a setup for some success that was to come. But when you're in that valley, you don't know what you're going through, you don't know how you're going to get through. It's just the belief to know that you're going to get through. And I didn't have that back then, so I always say that it was God and God alone who encouraged me and kept me going. So as I was going through the things that I went through, I think they prepared me for my life as an educator. Because when I became an educator, everything that my students went through, I had already gone through. So you're not going to shake me. You're not going to surprise me, because if there's anything you've gone through, I've gone through. You've been homeless, I've been homeless. You flunked out, I flunked out. You got in fights in school, I got in fights. It's the same thing. So I was never surprised or shocked by anything that happened in school. So I would encourage those of you who are still in the classrooms or still in the schools, or you still have a hand in educating our youth, a hand in motivating them to understand where they're coming from and how their mind works, because everything begins and ends right here. So if you can somehow get into their mindset and change their mindset, you can change whatever they're going to go through, or you can change their reaction to it, and you can really, really be a positive influence on their lives. Something that I wish I had when I was growing up was someone to help me with my thinking, and that's what I did not have. So I would encourage you in your neighborhoods, in your villages, to actually help those kids that are coming up, help them with their thinking, and help them and get them to understand what success is all about. When you do that, you can make it happen. And lastly, Black History Month is coming up in a couple of months, and I was 22 years old before I read my first book. 22, right? And I read the book, The Autobiography of Malcolm X. And as you're preparing for whatever you're preparing for Black History Month, realize that the knowledge that we need, the knowledge that our children need, especially black boys, it's in a book somewhere. And for me, it was The Autobiography of Malcolm X. So whoever comes to you and they're trying to inspire you during this Black History Month celebration, remember that everything you need, someone has already gone through. And if they've already gone through it, chances are they've already written it in a book. And so the answer to whatever you need is in that book, because once it gets out of that book and into your mind, your whole situation will change. So we'll see you next time. It's the Making of a Man.